Okay. Um, so I suggest we start. We are here today for the information session. We are quite a team from the UvA, from the University of Amsterdam. For those who have arrived, welcome, by the way. I'm Umut Konuş. I'm the program director of Business Analytics Bachelor at UvA, University of Amsterdam. I'm also a professor at University of Amsterdam. Today, we are here to give you more information about our program and to help you choose the right program. So in the end of this session, we hope that you have more concrete, more solid information about this program, at least one of the programs that you are considering for choosing. Today, we have two students here, Carolina and Vanessa. We have colleagues from admissions office that can answer your questions about admissions. We also have other colleagues ready. So we are waiting for your questions, but the Q&A will be in the end of the session. First, of course, I'd like to give you some informative talk by showing some slides about our program. And I would like to give the word to students so they can tell you about their experience. Otherwise, I'm starting our session now. As I said, I'm not intending to keep it very long because I also want you to listen our students' experience. Plus, I want to give you some time for your questions in the end. Again, I said in the beginning, but I see that we have some new participants. I'm Umut Konuş. I work at the University of Amsterdam, Amsterdam Business School for more than 11 years now. I'm a tenured associate professor here, and I'm the program director of Bachelor program in Business Analytics in our university since the time it started, like 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Again, I would like to give you some information about our program and our curriculum. Now we can briefly talk about admission requirements and applications, but I'm going to cut that part really short because all this information in all accuracy is given on our website. If you check UvA, University of Amsterdam Business Analytics Bachelor, the all information you can get from there in all accuracy and in a most update version. Then I would like to say a few words about studying in the Netherlands and at University of Amsterdam. And in the end, I would like to give the words to our students from year 2, Carolina and Vanessa. But first, I'd like to say a few words. What is business analytics? So you can imagine, well, you're all here today, so I presume you are all interested in business analytics. You can give many definitions of business analytics. You can give maybe hundreds of definitions. If you're a computer scientist, you give a different definition. If you're an econometrician, you give a different definition. But so it depends a little bit what you do with the data and how you see the data with which perspective you have with the data. So I put some sentences here. So we can define it as discovering hidden patterns in large amount of business data. So discovering patterns. So there are huge data sets today, unstructured or structured, and you find patterns in this data to explain phenomenon, why this is happening, why am I having this problem in my business? How can I correct this? How can I make this process any better? Right? So this is about finding patterns, but also building models to predict how things can go in the future, in the near future. So it's finding patterns, predicting, explaining the phenomenon, the things that are occurring, that are happening, and also finding ways to change the course of events, so which we call prescriptive analytics. How do we do that? We do that primarily by harnessing computers and programming, so AI, machine learning. But by doing so, we use a lot of mathematics, statistics, and optimization, so which makes the analytics part of this program. And we apply all these things in business setting. So that makes our program business analytics. Otherwise, we would have named it data science, which would still be partly correct because we have solid elements of data science in our program. But this program is designed to use all this analytical data science, programming, computer science, and mathematical elements in finding better answers, data-centric answers to business problems. So how do we do that? Before saying that, maybe I can tell you why this program and this field has become so popular. Well, there are many reasons for that, but you can imagine this, what I just explained 2 minutes ago requires a quite unique skill set, right? On the one side, many people study business administration or economics, and these are really valuable fields to understand how economy works, uh, marketing, finance, accounting, very valuable fields. On the other side, there are many experts on computer science, informatics, and programming. But these two sides hardly understand each other. So these people on this side are real experts on what they do, but they don't know much about business or economics, and vice versa. The people on this side, they know a lot of things about, they're knowledgeable about business and economics, but they know relatively less about how to analyze these data sets, how to deal with these business problems by using AI and machine learning, because it's a different field. So this studies, this program solidly bridges two sides with each other. It is linking the business and economics, and on one side, data science, analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning on the other side in a nice applied way. So therefore, there is a lot of demand for these kind of people with this kind of skill set on job markets. So this is one reason. The other reason is now we have a lot more data than we had a decade or 2 decades ago, because on these times when we talked about data, you would have think of, okay, the sales, profits, maybe a little bit of click data, the early times of internet, but it's now changed. Now everything we see around is data. It's the photos and videos from internet, from YouTube, from Instagram, all these posts with hashtags, people saying things, explaining their experiences, the user reviews, comments, social media posts, the call center records, all these connected devices all around us producing data, a data flow that is continuously growing, which can help us in understanding how things happen, but only if we know how to use that data. So in this program, in this degree, we also give this background, this knowledge to our students. So being able to use and understand algorithms. So everybody is talking about algorithms, but what are these algorithms? How can we understand and manage these algorithms? What are the consequences for business? So people knowing this, people have a good understanding of this. Also, they find quite a good demand in job market. Of course, now we have a better structured background for all this skills, more data, new business models, new algorithms, a lot more algorithms. So the field is growing, the area is growing. Accordingly, the number of companies, the number of businesses, corporations using these models and programs are growing. And accordingly, they ask for people. They are looking for people who can manage these kind of models, algorithms, and tools and software. Okay, so data is now more important. There are new business models, new technologies, and this brings very good and new kind of job opportunities, which we try to address by this program. But what kind of algorithms, what kind of business problems? Of course, you did not study economics in a university. This is going to be your university education after this, all these years. So you may want to make it a bit more concrete here. Of course, business applications of data science and algorithms can be in many ways. It could be in marketing, in advertising, in finance, in accounting, in human resources. But I'd like to show you a few examples just to represent what we show and practice in our program. I'd like to start with digital advertising. First, let me show you this quick video.
As if websites were newspapers. You'd buy the top banner at a specific site for a month, hoping to catch the eye of your target audience, praying for a few clicks along the way. A lot's changed. Today, it's about real-time bidding, or RTV. Advertisers now pay only for the impressions they want at the price they choose. It's all done automatically, in real time, with multiple buyers bidding for each impression, around the clock, on millions of sites. Lots of technology moving at blazing speeds. TLV Media makes sense of it all by analyzing billions of ad impressions a day, figuring out who's clicking on what, where, and what they did next. Our RTB engine programmatically makes over 200,000 decisions per second, analyzing over 200 parameters per user at 10 milliseconds per decision. It's the art of showing the right ads to the right folks. Watching user reactions, our algorithms evaluate the strategy, tweak the plan, check results, and start again to make it even better. How much better? We measured. Up to 420% better.
Okay. As you see, this is a little example of how all this information can be applied in the field of digital advertising. Why we do see certain advertising and we don't see some others. What makes this advertising visible to us on the screen? Or in simpler words, why do I see this ad but not the other one? Why do I see this ad now and not another time? Okay. What is the algorithm behind that? How much the firm pays for me to see this ad? What is the pricing model behind it? Is it dynamic? So, or you can go and think different things like all these prices for hotel booking platforms or airlines. How do they go up and down? How do they fluctuate? What is the algorithm behind this dynamic pricing? All these things you can learn in the broad scope of business analytics.
As if websites.
Let's go to the next one. Another one. I just mentioned talking about data. We don't only talk about numbers these days. So data can be in many forms, unstructured forms like text, audio, or visual data. In the last years, the photos, videos are being used as a huge source of information because that brings us a lot of valuable data. So what kind of platforms you can find this data? Almost everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, Expedia. Think of all these websites, platforms where people share videos and photos. TikTok, YouTube. So which photos or visuals are more likable by people? What makes them clicked by more people or shared by more people with their friends? Or let's look at the other side of the equation. If a photo on Instagram with certain elements, certain brightness, certain qualities is more likable, what is the business consequences? How or whether is it driving any sales further? So this kind of visual analytics, computer vision, is an important field in the business analytics. And many PhD students here, including this one on this slide, work on these kind of research projects. Accordingly, we also have such courses teaching us in the subsequent years of this program how to process visual data, photo data, what is computer vision, how to, and likewise, similarly, language, textual data, how do we retrieve, classify, and analyze textual data. So these are all interesting, fun, and valuable fields in business analytics. It's not only business setting, but these things can also be applied in other non-profit settings. So because you learn the techniques, optimization, predictions, algorithms, model building, okay? So trying to understand how things happen, predict how they are likely to happen in the future, and can I change the course of things? So it also requires optimization planning. Imagine you can apply and use all these things also in nonprofit settings, like to align with sustainable development goals of the United Nations, or fighting with poverty, or just building hospitals on different fields. So all these models, techniques, algorithms are applicable in different settings. We even have a course for that, naming Analytics for a Better World. In the first year of this program, it shows you how they use all this analytical and machine learning and AI-based techniques in the setting of a nonprofit to deal with societal problems and issues. Another dimension in business analytics, AI and ethics. So this is a very interesting field because many people in law or in management or business don't have concrete answers what are the implications, consequences of using AI and algorithms in different fields, such as this one. I'd like to first show this video. Oh, I think it's live. So anyway, it is how should a self-driving car react in a life or death situation? So you can already start thinking about training data sets, millions of data points from cruise cars, encountering thousands of different situations. And some of these situations are dangerous situations where the car has to make a decision about hitting here or there. And what should be the ethical elements when it comes to the point that the algorithm, the machine has to make this kind of decision. So these are really hard but interesting questions. And in our program, apart from mathematical and analytical courses, we also have courses focusing on these kind of aspects. So there's a course about data privacy protection and cybersecurity. There was a course about business law and ethics, which is now we reshaped it more towards digital acts, digital privacy, consent, and global cybersecurity. So all these courses are giving interesting and useful examples of such aspects. Deepfakes, another interesting field. So it is also about generative AI. So it's about generating text or human language or creating answers, which many of you are familiar with ChatGPT. But the same logic, same algorithms can also be applied in a setting where by using millions of examples or different algorithms like supervised, non-supervised, you can also create visual data, so videos and photos like this one.
Dear fellow scholars, this is 2-Minute Papers with Dr. Károly Zsolnai Fehér. It is important for you to know that everybody can make deepfakes now. You can turn your head around, mouth movements are looking great, and eye movements are also translated into the target footage. And of course, as we always say, 2 more papers down the line and it will be even better and cheaper than this.
Okay, interesting one. A researcher from our university, deepfakes is the popular name of it, but it's a form of generative AI. So by using large data sets, training data sets, you can generate language, visuals, or models or solutions, which is a very interesting field. So and also useful in business domain, of course. So this is also one of the elements in our program. So after these few examples, because I can increase the examples, but we have limited time, I want to give you more details about our program and our curriculum. So what do you learn? As you may, as my examples imply, it's not only about analyzing data. So yes, it's a business analytics program, but it doesn't mean that we sit down and only learn about analytics, analyzing the existing data all the time. No, it starts with asking the right questions. What do I want to learn? What do I want to learn from this data? What kind of problem do I have in my company, in my business? And how can I solve it? How can I find a data-centric answer for that problem by using the data platforms, the data sources that I have? So it starts with asking the right questions. So how can I extract this data? How can I collect this data? And how can I make it usable? Usable meaning a lot of time the raw data is not so clean. It's a bit messy. It's a bit unstructured. So there are ways, techniques to pull this data together and make it usable for the business analyst. So that's a part of business analytics. And then how do we analyze? How do we model this data? And then how do we visualize it? How do we validate our models? How do we do robustness checks? And last but not the least, in the end, this we have to explain. We have to communicate with other people because in business, there will be a lot of people around us that are not per se analytical or experts in data science. So we do a lot of things in the field by using analytics, mathematics, statistics, programming, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And in the end, we need to be able to communicate these findings, these models with other people in the businesses. So that's from scratch to the end. We aim to teach all these aspects of business analytics in this program. And what kind of program then we offer? We call it ABC program. It's an integrative ABC curriculum, which is the abbreviation for Analytics, Business, and Computer Science. As I said, as I implied in the beginning, this program is a smooth, balanced triangulation, a combination of analytics, business, and computer science pillars. So again, let's go back to the definition of business analytics. What do? We are trying to solve business problems by using large or small data sets with the help of analytics, so to say mathematics, statistics, econometrics, and optimization, and by using computer power, programming, AI, and machine learning. So all these three come together and makes us a good business analyst. And this is also represented in our program. This is the core of our curriculum. It is consisting of courses representing analytics, business, and computer science pillars, but it doesn't mean that each course is representing only one pillar. There are also courses where more than one element together offered. For example, we have courses where A and C, analytics and computer science, meet. We have other courses where A and B, analytics and business, meet. For example, HR analytics, human resource analytics is a course where business and analytics meet with each other. So is marketing analytics. We have even courses where A, analytics, business, and computer science meet all together. Some examples: Analytics for a Better World, Entrepreneurship and Hackathon, which is a very interesting course. In Entrepreneurship and Hackathon, students use all these three pillars. They come together, they make teams, and they work in teams to solve business problems by using analytics and programming and machine learning all together. So this is an ABC course. But how does our curriculum look like? Look, first year, it's the basics. And in the first year, we have quite a similarity with econometrics and data science program, because again, we recruit from the same pool. It's the beta pool. So we ask students to have proficiency from mathematics and accordingly have such a background. So first year is to give good background, the good basis of mathematics, analytics, statistics, optimization. So it's about the basics. Okay, so 70–80% of the courses we show in the first year are fundamental courses, representing mostly the analytical pillar of our program, and jointly offered with econometrics and data science program. Although we have some courses of our own, like Analytics for a Better World, Introduction to Programming, or Business Law Analytics, which is now Internet, Global Cybersecurity, and Data Privacy and Protection. So Analytics for a Better World course is an interesting course. It is offered the first year, the first semester, the first block right away, together with Mathematics 1. And it is to give you a taste of what all this program feels like. And it also gives you a chance to use all these components in a simple way together. So it gives a good picture of the program right in the beginning. Then you continue with other courses for more fundamentals. Year 2 is more about specialization and going deeper. So in year 2, we have more of our courses designed for our program, belonging to our program, like algorithms and data structures in Python, machine learning, operations research, deterministic and stochastic methods, management consulting and operational excellence, HR analytics, and entrepreneurship and hackathon. Many of these courses are specific to, exclusive to our program, and they were designed for the needs of our program. They are bringing different elements of our program together. Year 3. Year 3 is more of a year, especially in the first semester, where you can make your choices. So there are multiple options in the first semester of year 3. You can either choose to go and do a exchange program abroad. UvA has many universities within the network, within Europe or anywhere in the world. So you can go and do an exchange semester. Or alternatively, you can choose to do an internship and practice what you have learned in the first 2 years in a company, in a real business setting. Or you can follow one of the minors at UvA. A minor program is a combination of courses, and that gives you a minor degree, apart from the degree that you get with this program by following business analytics major. And what do you do? The minor doesn't have to be related with business analytics. It could be anything. So you can choose among many minor programs that are offered at UvA. So let's say you are studying business analytics, but you are particularly interested in finance. You can choose to follow a minor in finance. Or you are interested in computer science. You can do that. You are interested in biomedical science. Well, you can do that if you want to. So minor is something you can change, and there are many options there. Or you can make a free choice of electives. You can say, okay, I don't want to do a minor as a package, but I want to follow this, and that course. And you can also use year 3, semester 1 this way. Okay, and then in semester 2, we go back to some of our courses like text retrieval and mining and marketing analytics. And then, of course, in the end, it ends with a bachelor thesis and thesis seminars, like in many other programs. Okay, so I can imagine you may ask questions about what is our difference with the other programs that are comparable to business analytics. Okay, I want to show you 2 slides on this. And I would like to start with econometrics, because I can imagine many of you are curious about the exact differences between our program and econometrics program. Okay. By the way, I'd like to emphasize we are substantially and very much different from business administration, as some of you already may have seen. So I don't have a specific slide on that, because business administration is a business focused program. We are too, but we have a lot of mathematics, optimization, statistics, as well as programming, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, which makes it very different from business administration. But let's go to econometrics. What is different in our program? Well, in econometrics and data science, they go further and deeper in theory over the years. So they have econometrics 2, probability theory 3, all these courses, and other courses like reinforcement learning. So they go deeper and deeper in the theory of statistics and econometrics. We also have a good level of education on these subjects in the first year, but in second and third year, we have more focus on AI, artificial intelligence, programming, computer science, and applied business analytics, instead of going further in econometrical theory. So that makes us quite different from econometrics program. Some others may ask about what is our difference with the industrial engineering or technische bedrijfskunde in the Netherlands, another program which is comparable to industrial engineering. Well, these programs mainly focus on optimization, operations research, supply chain, and logistics, right? In those programs of industrial engineering or technische bedrijfskunde, you have hardly any courses on finance, HR, or marketing analytics. But in this program, in our program, we have a substantial focus on business analytics, like HR analytics, marketing analytics, financial analytics, as well as, again, machine learning and artificial intelligence, which receive limited focus in industrial engineering and technische bedrijfskunde. Well, maybe from a theoretical level, yes, but from a business centric perspective, less. Okay, and of course, they have a 2 years master program, whereas our program is 1 year master program. Okay, what is next? what is our main difference between business analytics program offered at VU Amsterdam, which is another good university, another very good program? Well, we have our similarities, but the main difference is that program in VU Amsterdam, the other university, is offered by Department of Mathematics. So the program, the curriculum is shaping up accordingly. For example, they don't have much focus on econometrics. They have less focus on some business analytics courses that we have. Whereas our business analytics program is a cooperation between Amsterdam Business School, the section of business analytics here in the Faculty of Economics and Business, different sections such as finance, HR, marketing, and entrepreneurship. So each section brings their expertise. So accordingly, our curriculum is shaping up in a different way. So we have courses representing different kind of expertise, different kind of domains from an analytical angle. Likewise, in the artificial intelligence bachelor, there is you can also find similarities, but this time they have no focus on econometrics and optimization. We have a lot of focus on econometrics and optimization. So therefore we have our concrete, our substantial difference from that program. Another important difference is all these two programs have 2 years master programs, but our master program is 1 year. And I want to also reiterate all our graduates, all our alumni, after finalizing our bachelor in business analytics, they have an open path for our master program in business analytics at UvA. So you can directly continue with your studies by following our master program, which we started 3 years ago. And a considerable number of our graduates chose to do that. Since this is a, sorry. Yeah. So as you may have seen, there are plenty of business and job opportunities after finalizing this program. So this is not only limited with corporations or multinationals, whereas many of our graduates choose to go and work many of these companies. There are many headquarters in Amsterdam, such as IT and telecom companies, internet companies like Google, Vodafone, or banks and insurance companies, where you can put in practice your learnings from this program, as well as you can work in governmental or nonprofit sectors. You can continue with your studies in our master program or in other master programs, as well as you can start or you can consider starting your own company. We have many graduates considering starting their own business along with their master studies or after they have some experience in corporate companies. Having talked about companies, since this is a business analytics program, of course, we have a lot of collaboration with the companies. As I said, Amsterdam is a city which is rich of headquarters. There are many companies here, corporations located in Amsterdam. We have cooperations with many of them. So they are supplying lectures like guest lectures, guest speakers, data sets, internship options, job opportunities for our graduates. So we are trying to keep these ties strong. Okay, admissions and application. Again, I'm the program director, so I'm more on the academic side of it, right? But we have admissions officers here, so you can ask your questions to them, or afterwards you can check the website, UvA Business Analytics Bachelor, and then probably you will find accurate information on applications, due dates, and the requirements. But I would like to show you this. So the in main lines, the requirements are a diploma equivalent to Dutch VWO, which is a type of high school, secondary education, depending on which country you're coming from. In some countries, it's called gymnasium. In some countries, it's a high school which gives you a certain level of education, which is sufficiently good in mathematics and other subjects, which you can imagine. And of course, in admissions, there are definitions for all of that, but we need an equivalent diploma. Proficiency in mathematics, because again, this is a beta program and we recruit students from a similar pool with econometrics and data science. So you need to show mathematics proficiency. And of course, the program is offered in English, so there will be English proficiency necessary. The application deadlines are this. I'd like to reiterate one thing here. These are pretty standard deadlines every year, but the non-EU deadlines are relatively early than the EU and Dutch deadlines. If you're a non-EU applicant student, the application deadline is 1st of April, whereas if you are a candidate from the Netherlands or from the European Union, the application deadline is 1st of May. Okay, just a few words in studying in Amsterdam and at UvA, and then I would like to give the word to students. Well, of course, as you are here today, you are interested in studying in Amsterdam and the University of Amsterdam, then probably you may have made some of your own research. But I'd like to just emphasize the city of Amsterdam is ranked quite high, very high in the life quality and also the satisfaction of expats and foreign students. So many people choose to live here for many reasons. It's a very international city. The university is ranked very highly in different rankings. You can also compare yourself. So it's a university with also strong in research as well as in teaching, where the alumni is able to find a job in a broad field of companies. And UvA has also excellent student facilities on the social level, like student clubs, student associations. They are very active with all kinds of social activities. There are sport clubs, career advice, advice on exchange and internships and everything you can imagine. So there are very good student facilities. One more thing about our program, it's very international. It's probably one of the most international programs. Now we have 75, these numbers are from last year, but now it's 75% of our students are international students. This 75% is quite nicely balanced between different countries. So we have a lot of students from European Union, but as well as European Union, we have lots of students from non-European Union countries, from Asia, from Russia, from Turkey, from different countries in Latin America. So in our program, probably most countries are represented with some students. We have a good balance of female and male students. The number of female students are even growing. As far as I know now, this year it's above 40%. So we are also showing a good balance in that. And at this point, I would like to stop because I think I talked too much. Now I'd like to give some time for our students to hear their experiences. So I'll turn on my camera. In the end, we can have a short Q&A again. So, okay, Carolina and Vanessa, welcome.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Carolina, and I'm from Poland, and I am a second-year business analytics student, which means that basically 2 years ago, I was in the exact same situation as you are now, trying to decide whether I will like this program, if I should study abroad, what should I study. I've been through all these questions, so I hope today I will help you with this decision even a little bit. So I chose business analytics because I love the idea of the program, because it's a combination of math, which I like, business, which I'm interested in, and also computer science, which, let's be honest, is really valuable nowadays. And since I hadn't studied coding before at all, I really wanted to learn, and this program gave me an opportunity to do so. However, in the first year, you need to be prepared for a lot of math. So if you like it, go for it. But more than math, you will, of course, learn things like, as we were mentioned before, machine learning, building optimization models, as well as finance or HR analytics. But at the same time, you get introduction to programming, and further on through other courses, we get more proficient in using mostly Python, but also we get a little bit of R. So as I said, it really does combine all these areas, which is exactly what made me choose this bachelor. What also convinced me to choose UvA is the opportunities that it provides you. Not only, as it was just mentioned, it's high in university rankings with a great reputation, which is also opening a lot of doors for the future, but also it gives you an opportunity to get even more experience, I would say. What I mean by that is that, for example, for next semester, I'm going to study abroad for a few months in Singapore, and it's all included in my studies. So this is very exciting. And about moving abroad and choosing Amsterdam, it's a brave decision to make, I think. But for me, it was also the best I could make, to be honest. I just fell in love with the city because it's beautiful and it's super international. Also, UvA itself is a great university full of student organizations and associations that you can join. I myself am part of VCAE, which is a student association for students of business analytics and econometrics. And they always create many opportunities for socializing and meeting new people, like monthly borals or some trips, but also they organize business orientation days and other professional events. So definitely don't be afraid of starting a new life here, because everyone here wants to make friends and you have plenty of opportunities to do so. And also it's hard to be bored in the city, I would say, even if the weather does not always cooperate sometimes. But yeah, I'm more than happy to answer all your questions at the end of the session. And now I give the mic to Vanessa.
Thank you, Carolina. So my name is Vanessa. I'm from Hong Kong in Canada, and I'm also in my second year of business analytics. You guys are already more prepared than I was because I didn't know anything about UvA or this program before accepting, so good job for at least coming to this. And yeah, I'm more than happy to help assist you while you make your decision and hopefully ease your mind a little bit about sharing my experience. So I was actually very indecisive. I didn't choose UvA until the start of August, which is the very last minute since university is starting like 3 weeks after. And I originally was choosing between business analytics at UvA and psychology in the UK, which are obviously two very different courses in very different countries. But obviously, I chose this one because I decided that I wanted to do more of a business degree that was a little more challenging than your typical business administration program. And the math and programming elements would be very useful in career after graduation, and that was a very attractive option. And I also think that this added element really opens up paths since I could choose to go into a more specific master's program or one that is more broad in the business sense. And I find that this course is very unique just because the business analytics isn't a bachelor's degree that really is that common around the world. And I saw this as a very good way to push my limits and just see that what I could achieve, especially because I had never done programming before. And I also didn't complete a very high level of math during high school. And yeah, it's also a very nice balance between theory and application. So far, I'm really enjoying the challenge. It's actually very rewarding to be able to look back at where I started and see how far I've come, because this program really isn't an easy one. There's a lot of math in the first year, as Carolina mentioned. And I think the transition period can be quite tough for some people if you're not really good at time management. And so a little bit about how I came to even apply to UvA. I actually became interested about 4 years before when my best friend's sister came to study. And I remember seeing her Instagram stories and watching her life in Amsterdam. And it always seemed so magical. She was going to like different countries and cities during the weekends, having dinners next to the canals and biking past these beautiful historic houses. And having lived in both Asia and North America, it really attracted me to how different life could be here. And when it was time to apply for universities, I reached out to her and I asked her about her experience with the UvA. And she just mentioned amazing things about Rutgers Island campus and the student body and the environment, and just how welcoming the community really was. And yeah, the campus is beautiful. It's very modern. If you get the chance to, I would highly encourage you to come check it out beforehand, just to get like an understanding of the atmosphere. And there's so many places to sit and study, and there's cafes on campuses, which really adds to the livelihood of university life. But at the same time, you do get a lot of independence and you sort of get to live that like adult life that differs from going to a university that might be in a smaller town, and something that was really something that I valued. And on top of that, UvA is obviously one of the highest ranked universities in Europe, has a great reputation, and Amsterdam is really a very safe city so far. I've never been scared to bike home late at night. So yeah, I hope that this has really helped you to kind of sway you if you want to come to Amsterdam and take this program. And I'm going to pass this back to Umut.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Carolina, for sharing your experiences. For me, it's also nice to listen to them. So let's continue. We are in the final minutes of our presentation. First, I'd like to summarize. I hope I gave you quite some information about our curriculum and our courses. We call it ABC, Analytics, Business, and Computer Science. They are nicely balanced in triangulation. So it brings mathematics, optimization, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and quite a lot of business knowledge together. We have fundamental differences from econometrics and other programs. It's a applied program, a data-centric program. In year 3, we have good options that you can choose, like foreign exchange or internships. Then I just explained you UvA and Amsterdam can be a nice choice to study if you want to study abroad, and our students share their experiences. Now, I would like to give you this information. I'd like to quickly move on to Q&A so we can have some minutes for Q&A. So if you want to learn further, first of all, we will have experience days. So it's going to be a demonstration, a demo lecture, which I will be present myself with Professor Dick and Hertog, the main professor lecturer in our course of Analytics for a Better World. We are going to do experience days together. So if you're interested, if you're in the Netherlands, that day on 15th of April, we will do it on campus here. And on 16th, we will do an online version. Plus, you can always visit our website. You will find up-to-date and very accurate information about everything you may be curious about. We will have an open campus day by 14th of March, which is already tomorrow. And you can apply by using StudentLink, which you probably already know. Now, I like to collect some questions. Of course, you may have many questions. As I said, we have admissions officers here for admission-related detailed questions. They can help you. So I'm going to quickly check some questions so that we can answer. By the way, you can ask me or Carolina or Vanessa or admissions officers, right? Okay. Some questions are, look, there is a question asking, I'm interested in business administration with strong analytical background. Is your opinion better to have Bachelor from Business Analytics followed by Master in Business Administration, or is the opposite order? Well, this is a very personal question. Look, this is about what you want to do. Business Administration and Business Analytics, these are very different Bachelor programs. We have a business component, but we offer a lot of analytics, programming, computer science, and analytics as well. So if you want to spend your 3 years as a university student by learning business, but as well as programming and mathematics and optimization, please, you can choose our program. Otherwise, if you are interested in more conventional, traditional way of business, economics, management, then you can do that, and then you, of course, you can consider doing master in business analytics. But it's a very personal choice, and I don't think there is one correct answer for that question. Okay, another one. I'm interested. I'm reading the question. I am an interested in business and have little experience in high school, but I have done any detailed. Where is that? I have done not. I didn't have any computer science. Look, this is a bachelor program. We are supposed to teach you this. You don't have to have any background in computer science or programming. Okay, this is a very nice question because some students ask this. They say, "Oh, I want to study business analytics, but I don't know how to programming. I don't know how to program. I don't have any experience in Python." You're not supposed to have. Okay, this is not a requirement. We are teaching it here from the scratch. So if you love computers, if you love programming, if you are a bit good, if you are quite good in mathematics, and if you can prove that in your application, please don't worry. You don't have to have previous background in programming. This program is designed to teach you that. Okay, what is the extent of minors in terms of credits? what are the minor courses available. Look, there are maybe 100 minors at UvA. As I said, a minor doesn't have to be related with business analytics. A minor program can be anything you have interest in, okay, which you want to combine with your main program. So it can be mathematics, it can be finance, it can be history, it can be like languages, whatever you are interested in. And there is a long list of minors on UvA website which you can follow. As long as there is no too much overlap with your main curriculum, you can choose a minor. It adds up to 30 credits, which is equivalent to 1 semester course load. Okay, how many hours a week do you need to spend on site campus? Well, that's a good question. UvA has on-campus education, Diana. I don't know because it depends on the country. I know in some countries they still do online, and we don't do that here. Here at UvA, you come to campus for lectures and tutorials. Okay, how many hours? That depends. Okay, because let's say it's hard to say the exact number, but let's say if you have 8, 10, 12 hours you may need to spend on campus for your lectures and tutorials, right? But again, there may be little variations depending on which semester you are, but we do on-campus education. How many people do this study approximately? Well, in each new cohort, we have approximately between 200 and 250, but now in total, we have more than 500 students, if this answers your question. Are there examples of available topics included in the first year mathematics course? Well, the first year mathematics courses are calculus and linear algebra. Of course, I mean, you may not have access to course slides, but you can have idea in two ways. You can go and check, because it's pretty universal in most universities, what people teach in calculus and linear algebra, which is basically mathematics 1 and 2. So you can go and check the content of calculus and linear algebra first. Second, you can go and check matching module during your application and enrollment process, which gives you some quite good idea about the level of mathematics in first year. Rina is asking a question. She's asking to students, was it hard to find an accommodation in Amsterdam? How expensive is it?
I would say that, of course, it was very hard to find accommodation in Amsterdam. Yeah, it's extremely challenging, but it's very much doable. Like everyone who's studying at UvA and in this program, everyone has housing, so it's doable. And for the first year, you can take part in the lottery for student housing, but it's only for first year international students. At least it was in our case. And I applied in time, but I didn't get the lottery. So I would say definitely don't put too much trust into the lottery, because the lottery is pretty late. I think it was like June, results were July or something like this. So, well, I had a backup housing, so thank God. But for example, like most of the students, I think, find housing on Facebook. I'm living, for example, in a student experience, and they have a few buildings around Amsterdam. So it's definitely doable, but just start looking early. And with the price range, from what I know, like from my own experience or from my friends, it's usually from 700 up to 1,000 euros per month for accommodation. So yeah, I hope that helps.
Okay, thank you, Karina. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Vanessa, do you want to say something? We have like 3 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, never mind. My experience is quite similar to Carolina's, but I got the lottery first year and I also found private housing afterwards. But I'm just going to tell people 3 to 4 months, you should prepare to look for that time. So,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. There's another question. What's the difference between business analytics and actuarial science? The difference is a lot. We have a lot of difference. Let me put it this way. All differences that I explain on differences between us and econometrics apply also to our differences with actuarial science, because actuarial science is a form of econometrics with a more focus on risk management and risk calculation. Okay, so they have all the similarities with econometrics. They are very similar programs. So we have similar similarities accordingly, but We have fundamental differences from that program. I'm going very quick because we have 2 minutes. Comparing actuarial science, econometrics, data science, and business science, where is the computer science part is biggest? Thank you. Among these, well, I think we have the, yeah, I think we have the highest share. But I'm not saying in the others they have less share. Don't take me wrong. But relatively, I think we have somewhat more share of computer science and programming in our curriculum compared to this. What is the average age of first year students? It was a very interesting question. I never checked. I can ask my colleagues, but I can give you a guess. Should be between 18 and 19, I guess. But again, depends. I'm sure we have students of a distribution of students from different ages, I guess. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining today. It's 3 o'clock, so I think we are on time to finish. So we are looking forward to seeing you soon here at UvA. But of course, I mean, first thing, if this is the right program for you, I hope what we did today was useful for you to make a decision. You can check any other further resources to make your decision better. You can go to our website, you can watch the videos on YouTube, and you can come to, of course, experience days. But other than that, I wish you all the best with your further education and with your choice. So thank you very much. And I'd like to also thank all the other participants here, our students, our colleagues from admissions office. So thank you very much.